as local news gets. News 12, the Bronx.
There was no chance of anybody being a hero because these guys were organized. One was covering the crowd, the other one was doing the shooting.
More than 120 people dead, hundreds injured in a horrific terrorist attack in Paris. Now France and the U.S. are increasing police presence as investigators piece together the timeline of the attacks. Plus, New Yorkers gathered in solidarity to show their support and love for the victims, families, and everyone affected by the attacks. You're watching News 12 The Bronx. Hello, and thank you for watching News 12 The Bronx. I'm Kelsey. We start with the latest on the terror attacks in Paris, in which ISIS has claimed responsibility. Here in New York, Mayor Bill de Blasio joined hundreds at a vigil in Washington Square Park. It's just one of many signs of support countries across the world are showing for France.
I want to make sure that it is absolutely crystal clear that the United States stands with France and the rest of the world in our resolve to eliminate the scourge of violent extremist groups from the face of the earth. And make no mistake, that resolve has only grown stronger in the wake of this unspeakable brutality.
3 teams of attackers killed at least 129 people and injured 352 others in 3 different locations in Paris. We're learning one of the victims was an American college student. The president of California State University Long Beach says Noemi Gonzalez was doing a semester abroad in France when she died. Another American woman is undergoing surgery after being wounded in the attack at Bataclan Concert Hall. 89 people were killed inside that hall as they were watching an American rock band perform. We know that nearly 100 of those remain injured in critical condition. As for the attackers, at least 8 have been killed, 7 by suicide bomb, 1 by police. A French prosecutor says the attackers all wore identical explosive vests. He added some of the attackers may have mentioned Syria and Iraq during their rampage. A French politician spoke to CNN earlier. She says tracking down terrorists in France is difficult.
All the big murderers we had last time were also known before they were acting like that.
That's a real problem.
It's a hell of a problem. It's a hell of a problem.
Meanwhile, U.S. officials are urging Americans in Paris to update their social media sites so loved ones know you're safe. Facebook is making it easier with the safety check tool. Users began getting notifications regarding a Facebook friend's safety. This is the first time the feature was used in a non-natural disaster since the tool launched a year ago. Again, the State Department tweeted out this number yesterday telling U.S. residents that if you are concerned about any U.S. citizen in Paris, to call 1-888-407-4747. That number is also posted on our website. That's news12.com. All right, 12 is on crime now, and here in the Bronx, police are releasing the sketch of a man they say inappropriately touched a woman near the St. Mary's Place and Southern Boulevard train station. Cops say back on October 30th, this man in his late 20s or early 30s approached the 44-year-old from behind, grabbed her hair and buttocks, and then ran off. If you have any information that can help police in the case, call Crime Stoppers. The number there, 1-800-577-TIPS. In other news, it's a land of leisure and now it's accessible to Bronxites. A $6 million project complete. The New York Economic Development Corporation and local officials had their scissors ready to cut the ribbon. News 12 The Bronx reporter Magdalena Doris shows us the way.
Randall's Island. Magdalena Doris, News 12 The Bronx.
Maggie, thank you. I'm Kelsey. You're watching News 12 The Bronx, and we're as local news gets. Coming up, the NYPD increasing patrols here in the city following the deadly attacks in Paris. Details on the increased security. We're back in 2 minutes. We continue our coverage on the terror attacks in Paris. Patrols in France have significantly increased in the hours since more than 120 people were killed and hundreds others injured by terrorists. Our own Wendy Bosch is on vacation in Paris right now, Skyping in to assure us she's doing okay. Wendy says the mood in Paris is disturbed and security is very tight.
There were no cops prior to the attacks. You can see a cop in the corner. It wasn't like going to Times Square where you'll see a cop in every corner loaded and everything like that. There was nothing. Now I'm hearing sirens. I'm hearing, police officers here and there. And so it's definitely tighter. Places like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, those touristy areas in kind of the center of Paris are totally on lockdown.
And authorities also on high alert here in the city. As you can see, the NYPD is stepping up security at the French consulate on 5th Avenue. In an interview with WABC, Mayor Bill de Blasio says while there are no known threats here in our area, our city is prepared. And the NFL says it will be adding extra security at tomorrow's games in the wake of the attacks. The league says there will be more security both inside and outside the stadiums. The league gave out a statement that says they've been told by the Department of Homeland Security there were no known threats against the NFL stadiums. And this brings us to our question of the day. Are you concerned about safety here in the Bronx after the terror attacks? Vote now at news12.com or channel 612. 12 is on health now. Thousands of people are waiting for a new kidney in just our borough alone. But now one man has started a chain reaction and the list for a transplant is a little bit shorter. News 12 The Bronx reporter Rena Roy has this emotional story from Montefiore Medical Center. Let's check in with weather now. Clear skies tonight. The temperature will be 37 degrees on Sunday. Winds to the west, the temperature 58 degrees. It's going to be sunny then, but Sunday night, clear skies, the temperature low, 48 degrees. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, cloudy there. Raining out the weekend on Thursday and Friday. This is News 12 The Bronx. We're back in a few. Presidential hopefuls are weighing in on the attacks in Paris. Donald Trump was in Texas earlier today for a rally. He told supporters France's gun laws played a role in the attacks.
When you look at Paris, you know, the toughest gun laws in the world, Paris. Nobody had guns but the bad guys. Nobody. Nobody had guns. And they were just shooting them one by one. And then they broke in and had a big shootout and ultimately killed the terrorists. And I'll tell you what, you can say what you want, but if they had guns, if our people had guns, if they were allowed to carry, it would have been a much, much different situation.
Meanwhile, one of Trump's GOP competitors is also weighing in. Rick Santorum told people in Florida ISIS, who has claimed responsibility for the Paris attacks, is a creation of a political decision by Hillary Clinton and President Obama to abandon Iraq. Meanwhile, terrorism and foreign policy will likely be the center of tonight's second Democratic debate. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Martin O'Malley will square off in Iowa. The debate airs on CBS tonight at 9. 12 is on health now. Exercise and heart rate go hand in hand, but how hard should you be working to make a workout effective? News 12's Vanessa Freeman takes a closer look.
Rangers continue their excellent start to the season, Kelsey.
All right, good for the Rangers and good for you too, Kurt. Thank you so much. I'm Kelsey Minor. You're watching News 12 The Bronx. We're as local news gets. People in Paris and around the world are mourning the more than 120 lives and praying for hundreds of others who were hurt in 3 collaborated terror attacks in Paris. We have the latest, and we're back in 2 minutes.